Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cascadian Swinger. We're your hosts, Eddie Smith and John Floresca. We are so excited to bring you back our first match from the break in San Jose against Seattle. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Me too. They're calling it the MIB tournament, which stands for MLS is back. It starts this week. We don't get our first Cascadia team playing until the 10th. The games were originally scheduled on the 9th. They shifted some things around. It is now the 10th. And we start off with a 10:30 Eastern time start for the Sounders. How do you think that's going to play an effect in this one?
I say get your sleep in late, and get ready for late night, folks, because it's going to be interesting over there. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm so excited to watch soccer again. I'm so excited to see this Sounders team play. We got great news earlier in the week. Jordan Morris, who has type 1 diabetes, has decided to play. And he luckily has a doctor for a dad. So I'm pretty sure he's getting pretty good feedback and input on that. But that should definitely help the Sounders out in this game.
Not only does he have a doctor for a dad, but his dad is the Sounders team doctor, so straight from the source. Also, just wanted to give a quick note. We do have information on the Vancouver Whitecaps match. We will provide that at the end of this show. These two teams head-to-head are pretty equal. San Jose currently leads the series, 9 wins, 6 draws, and 8 losses. I think the Sounders, though, can definitely pull out a victory in this one, as San Jose doesn't really have too many huge names in my eyes, though they do have the Cascadia killer, Wando. Can they get around him?
Chris Wondolowski has a knack for scoring big-time goals against Cascadia teams. I do expect him to actually find one in this game. I do expect these games to be high scoring because of the break. One thing that you did leave out about Mr. Chris Wondolowski was that he's actually the MLS goal king. So he's not just a Cascadia killer, but he's an MLS killer. And he took that title last season, passing Landon Donovan. So expect him to come out, continuing to add to that total, trying to make it more out of reach for the other players. One of the big question marks that I have with this San Jose team going into this game is that they play a man marking system. And that system takes a lot of energy, and you need to be really physically fit to do it. I don't think coming off of this long break from March, they're going to be able to pull that off.
So you think that they'll be a little slow coming out into this match?
It'll be interesting to see if they stick with their usual man marking system. It worked for them down the stretch last season. They actually got hot towards the end of last season, but they started the season last year slow because of the man marking system. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out slow, but at the same time, if I'm the coach, I would think to change up the strategy, knowing that the players probably can't handle that at this time.
Well, I'm curious if the two teams will be looking at their start of the season record, and maybe that plays into this at all. Seattle's coming into this with 1 win, 1 draw, no losses. San Jose still looking for their first win. They have 1 draw and 1 loss. So I'm very curious to see what team will come out ahead in this one.
It came back all the way in March, those games, though, so I don't know if they're going to actually play too much of an effect. I know that Seattle took advantage of this break in the fact that Lodero was actually injured to start the season. So he actually hasn't played any minutes yet in 2020. He had hamstring tendonitis, and so they were letting him rest. He's definitely had plenty of rest, so hopefully he's feeling better now.
Yeah, Seattle definitely had some injuries, and they definitely took this time off to get players back to physical shape again. This is going to be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to this, though. I'm definitely thinking the Sounders will come out the victors, though I am concerned about their defense and their depth. But I'm going to say that the Sounders are going to come away 3-2 win.
I have to agree that the Sounders are going to win this one. Tactically, they're stronger in all phases of the game. I'd say in every line, they probably have a much stronger team. The one area that San Jose can surprise people is with their midfield. I've always been impressed with Shea Salinas and Tommy Thompson. They're very busy in that midfield. They run a lot. They like to get in your face. They're very aggressive players. If they can get control of the game early, expect Seattle to struggle with that. But a full-strength Seattle squad with Jordan Morris, Nico Ladero in the midfield, along with Christian Roldan and Joao Paulo, who is new but has scored a couple goals for the Sounders already. You'd still tip the favor in Seattle's way. I actually have it as a heavier Seattle win. I have it as 3-1. I want a brace out of Rui Diaz and a Jordan Morris goal, and then Chris Wando getting the lone San Jose goal.
Okay. And moving on real quick, we're going to give you a little update on the Vancouver Whitecaps. They were supposed to have a match. We were going to do their own segment, but their match has actually been postponed against Dallas due to 2 inconclusive COVID tests on the Vancouver players, delayed them from making their trip down to Orlando. We are being told that they are heading down on Monday and should be in Orlando to train and get ready for their match. They don't have a date set for their match against Dallas as of yet. Our thoughts, maybe they're getting that match pushed back to the end of the group stage.
I hope you guys enjoy watching some soccer. MIB MLS is back tournament starts this week.